Hi there, I'm Rosslyn, and welcome to Chapter 7 of Knightmare, the Dragon's Lair. My, isn't Mr. Miat looking dishy there? Why, yes, it's Treguard, of course. We get a lovely illustration at the top of this final lower chapter before the adventure itself, because this is a game book. Yeah, the Knightmare game books all have an entire book, basically, before you get to the adventure. So this is why this is being read. And I will crack on with Chapter 7, The End of the Journey. There was a cracking sound. They all turned to look at the egg. Talionis was weak from her wounds, but she lumbered across the cavern to greet her newly hatched offspring. A small, coppery-coloured snout pierced the shell. Then 2 brightly gleaming eyes appeared. As the young dragon forced its way into the open, the shell's golden gleam faded to dull grey. The hatching process absorbs the magical power from the shell, Faye explained to William. That's why the wizard needed dust crushed from an unhatched egg. The little dragon stretched his wings and flew up to perch on his mother's shoulder. She looked down at the tiny human figures in front of her, reptilian eyes shining like a giant hawk's. Then she spoke. "You are very like your father." The voice was like dry leaves scattering in a breeze. And you can see her there with her hatchling there. Aren't they adorable? Anyway, she's speaking to Osric here, and he's not overawed. "He sent me to help you," he replied. Talionis' head bobbed on the end of her long neck. "You came in time to save my son. What boon can I grant you?" "My father drank a drop from the magic pool," said Osric. "You can also if you wish, but 1 drop only. Any more than that and you would see so much of the future that it would drive you insane." Talionis extended a wing larger than a ship's sail, snuffing out the wall of fire that blocked the passage back to the pool. As they walked back, the young dragon fluttered playfully overhead. "That curl to his snout makes him look rather like he's grinning, wouldn't you say, Will?" chuckled Osric. Talionis followed behind, moving slowly in the narrow passage. "Since my son owes his life to you, Prince Osric, it is you who should give him his name." Osric thought about this for a moment. "Then I'll call him Smirkenorf," he said. Faye was delighted at this, much to William's bafflement. "Smirkenorf is the dragon who's destined to help Treguard in the future," she said. "That means we've accomplished what we were supposed to do." "What you were supposed to do," William reminded her. "I only blundered into all this by accident." Osric was standing by the pool with his remaining warriors. He looked back and called William over to join them. "Still talking to people who aren't there, Will? Why not taste a drop of this magic water and see what the future truly has in store. William thought of his mother lying pregnant in a hospital bed. No, didn't want to see the future, he said. Suddenly Faye gave a yelp of delight. Look, there in the pool, she cried. It's my uncle. William leaned over her shoulder. Deep in the shining blue water, he could see the image of Treguard. He seemed to be reaching down a long tunnel towards them. That's our way back, realised Faye. Quickly, William, take his hand. William reached to dip his fingers into the water, then paused and glanced back. The warriors watched him blankly. Behind them, Talionis loomed as large as a crag. If she could see Treguard in the pool, she gave no sign of it. The newly hatched Smirkenorf looked on with his expression of sly amusement. So long, Prince Osric, said William, and good luck. I'll be sure to look you up in the history books. Oh, hurry up, said Faye. The image is fading. William plunged his hand into the water. There he is, plunging on in. He felt strong fingers close around his, and he was yanked off his feet into the water. There was a moment of cold, but strangely he did not feel wet. Even more strangely, it didn't feel as if he was being dragged down. Instead, he was being lifted up. Welcome back to the 20th century, said a deep voice. William realised he'd closed his eyes. He opened them to see Treguard lifting him up onto the bank beside the frozen pond. For some reason, the first thing he noticed was how he was dressed. I'm back in my normal clothes, he blurted out. How did that happen? Treguard gave a rumble of kindly laughter. I have just lifted you through 12 centuries, youngster, he said. Restoring your normal clothing was a matter of no difficulty at all compared to that feat. Mr. Treguard, began William. Just Treguard, Faye reminded him. Then she added, or Lord Treguard would be better. William had seen enough adventures not to feel foolish, as he said, Lord Treguard, the wizard was stopped in time. Smirkenorf is safe. Good, said Treguard. He is an invaluable ally in the battle against Ace André and her minions. Well done, both of you. He turned and strode off through the snow, his walking stick plunging ahead of him like a sword. William and Faye glanced at each other, then hurried after him. I ought to apologise about breaking a vase at your house last summer, he said. Treguard's brow furrowed in thought. Then he gave a broad smile. That hideous thing? I'm glad to be rid of it. William fell into stride beside him. Now what? I mean, all this is real, right? Are you going to face Ace André? Yes, but not here and now. Not in either the past or the future, but in our own world of Winteria. William took a moment to digest this. Winteria? Where's that? They had arrived at a snowdrift. Treguard reached into it and pulled open a round door that lay hidden under the snow. A tunnel led off into the darkness. Stone steps sparkling with a sheen of ice. "Right here," Treguard said to William. He tapped his walking stick 3 times on the ground. It wasn't a walking stick anymore. It was a sword of burnished steel. They stepped into the tunnel. William started to follow, but Treguard shook his head. "You've played your part in this drama. And played it right well," he said. "Now go back." "But I want to come with you and Faye," protested William. Treguard shook his head again. "You've had a taste of fantasy and adventure. The stuff that dreams are made of. But it's enough. Wizardry is for the likes of me and Faye, but real magic, that's the province of mortals." "What do you mean, real magic?" asked William. "Oh, you know." Treguard grinned, then dug his fingers into the snow and pulled out a rose in full bloom. "Life, for instance." He handed the rose to William, winked and vanished into the mysterious tunnel, closing the door behind him. William suddenly forgot all about the castle and the dragon and the evil wizard. Without quite knowing why, he was running pell-mell for home through the snow. He arrived breathless at the kitchen door. This is such a good book. He arrived breathless at the kitchen door to find his father just pulling on an overcoat. He had the car keys in his hand. "Oh, did I make his father English? I can't remember. He's going to be Scottish, I suppose. Can't remember. Anyway, make him Scottish. Right, okay." "Oh, there you are," said his father. "Oh, I thought we was gonna have to go without you." "Are we going to see Mum?" asked William as they went round to the garage. "Actually, the hospital phoned." William's father suddenly could not stop a huge smile spreading across his face. "Guess what? You have a brother? Oh, that happened so fast I couldn't get there in time." William was dazed. "A baby?" he repeated as he got into the car. He thought about the idea. Slightly to his surprise, he found that it made him feel really good. He looked at his father and grinned. "Oh, so I'm a brother now. I knew there was something different about today." The end. But only the end of the lore. We now have the gamebook section, the Knightmare Challenge, which seems to be called the Future King, and I assume has a lot to do with that foreboding-looking castle. Now, there are hardly any rules, so what I'm going to do is finish this episode, episode 7. Episode 8 will be a very brief intro, because the intro is brief, and then the first full playthrough. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I've certainly enjoyed making it. I have a Ko-fi. I don't expect anyone to donate to my channel. I really appreciate it if you do. It's all going to go to either getting a Kindle Unlimited subscription or buying new gamebooks for the channel, keeping the pages turning so you can come on adventures with me. Yeah, that's all I have to say about Knightmare for this episode. I hope I see you for the first exciting playthrough in the next one, episode 8. Toodaloo the now. I hope to see you then. Bye.